Rocket recovery attempt, number 276. Shoots are go. There we go, fully deployed, and we're dropping at a beautiful rate. Look at that. Look at that. Completely by accident, I stumbled upon one of the mistakes that I've apparently been making. I think it has to do with weight. If you want a falling object to be falling, you know, the right way, you might want to put the heavy part at the bottom. So I put the fuel tank that I leave full at the bottom of it last time. The reason I haven't done that so far is because I don't want to get into that situation where I'm frantically trying to click it and I can't. So, because of all the stuff in the way, the wings and the engines and stuff. But yeah, it looks like it's working. So let's just bring her down. Gotta be careful not to mess up. I'm actually gonna quick save here just in case I do mess up. Okay, right about now. Slowing her down. And it's recovered. Okay, give me the stats. Give me the stats. How much money did we make back from that? $192,000. Barely cost us anything. Ah, wonderful. Okay, so you're probably wondering what that rocket was carrying this time. It's the Whitebird. It's carrying the Whitebird. And the reason that the Whitebird has been carried out here today is just because I realized that if I wanted to do another Duna launch, which I do, I'm going to run out of time for this contract to rescue another stranded Kerbal, so that's what we're going to do quickly here. We're just going to... I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yeah. That's alright. Get him out of there. Get on board the Whitebird. Then, of course, the ordeal of trying to land the space plane again. To say nothing of the fact that I haven't even been trying to take off with one. Like, fly up into the stratosphere. Like, I know how it's done, kinda, but I've never been able to pull it off successfully. Anyway, we'll see. I've been trying to go to the moon, by the way. The thing that I clicked on, I just noticed that that was the moon. Alright, there we go. Your butt in that cabin. What are you, Tom Ken? A pilot. Sweet. It's another pilot. Always happy to have free Kerbals. Kerbals hiring now costs us a lot of money, so it's good to have this. And we're actually in the perfect place to start our descent, so let's do it. Retrograde. Let's go. From this altitude, this is like low orbit. I don't know how far I want to go in. Maybe something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Can always try to slow it down a bit more if I have to. That should be fine. Alright. So despite my efforts, it looks like we are going to overshoot the runway. Or maybe not. Maybe we are. We're going to come falling down kind of steep, but just if I just kind of keep tilting like this, I'm sure the drag will eventually slow us down. I hope. We're about to hit the... As soon as we hit the harder atmosphere, I think that'll start to show. But we're actually on a pretty good course here. Let's hope it keeps up. Okay, so we're coming in pretty steep. Pretty steep indeed, but I have good control. I have pretty good control. So once I get, you know, far enough down, I think I can perform a flare and get us back up. I believe it's called a flare. And yeah, when you suddenly yank up the controls in that way. But this is actually a pretty good approach, all things considered. probably a little harder with this, because we are coming in pretty quickly. And this is a pretty scary thing right now. I think we can do it. Yeah, see that? Look, we got a lot of control over the vessel, so. Okay, come on. Come on. No, crash into Kerbal HQ. Okay, here's the flare. Don't miss the runway. You might miss the runway here. All right, here we go. Here we go. And touchdown. That was beautiful. Another happy landing. Now that we got that little bit of rescuing out of the way, I think it's time we set our sights on Duna. I give you my Duna shuttle. It has a large crew cabin capable of carrying up to 7 Kerbals. It is currently housing an entire replacement crew for the Rockomex Duna space station, including a new pilot, a new scientist, and a new engineer, all of which are in good need of experience points. Our course is set. Our pilot's experience apparently is not good enough for me to use this. I thought this had an autopilot in it. I guess I might have been wrong. That's fine. I can do this. Just because I've gotten so used to having my Kerbals automatically do all their course calculations, and it doesn't mean I can't, do it myself if I have to. No, we are 14 minutes out from our node. So I'm going to speed up a bit just to put some distance between us and the gateway. There we go. Now I'm going to go for a full burn and then immediately cancel. Okay, so we got about a 1-minute burn ahead of us. Good to know. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds of extra time to make, room for mistakes, and let's go. The delta V on the spacecraft should be enough to get us to Duna, put us in orbit, and come back. Technically. I hope. If we do everything correctly. And we also do have some amount of fuel waiting for us on the space station. So we do have some room for error. Which, I mean, let's be frank, I'm the one piloting the spaceship, so that's almost a given. And I'm also noticing that you're probably not seeing much of this again, because we're still going to Duna. Duna is still, he's still on the dark side of the planet for that launch. That's fine, though. Okay. We can slow down the burn a bit. We're ahead of schedule. See how we did. We did terrible. See if I can't fix it. Alright. That's good enough, I guess. We'll correct it along our path. And we burned through a lot of fuel to do this, but I mean, we'll see. Numbers aren't supposed to lie. Okay. So now that we're out in good space, we can extend the solar panels. I really should put these on control groups so I can do this with a push of a button. It'd be so useful. Okay. What do you think? Kind of looks like Orion, doesn't it? Orion is NASA's spacecraft that's set for, I believe, a test launch to go to the moon? At the very least, I'm a little fuzzy on this, but I'm certain that they're at the very least going to perform a circumlunar flight with Orion, and I think its launch is going to be in 2019, maybe? Like 2 years? Honestly, I don't really know what the fuss is. We've done this, like, 8 times already. Or was it more than that? I think it was 8. Anyway. That's neither here nor there. Let's just get a move on. Right for course correction soon. Oh yeah, also I picked up another Duna base contract. Another surface outpost. So that's another thing we're going to be doing. Putting another little building down there for our Duna city. Okay. That looks right. So set the focus to Duna, Sun, Moho, Eve, Gilly, Kerbin, Moon, then Miss Duna. How far am I? I can't actually tell how far I am from it because we don't have an encounter. So I'm going to quick save here and I'm just going to experiment with it. Or actually, I can just plot the course. What happens if I speed up? What happens if I burn radial? Seemingly nothing. Okay. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, it's all the way down there, so then we want to burn normal. A bit more of the... There we go. Okay, I get it that close and then I can do the rest with monopropellant thrusters. That's a lot of delta V. Didn't realize it would take us that much. That's also not correct. Okay, let's get rid of this. I think I can do this manually from here. We want normal. Bit too far. That's fine. Now we want the radial in vector, I think. This is radial out. I'll try this first. Just give it a little RCS burst to see what... Nope, that's not... Well, actually... Yeah, RCS thrusters maneuver this thing well enough. So we'll just use those. Gonna have her face prograde so I know what I'm doing. Now let's fix this. All right, there we go. 44 is a bit far, bit close. I meant to say 69 is good. Yeah, 70,000 is. I'm a bit bugged by how it's not entirely parallel, but it'll be fine. Quick save. I also feel like I was lied to about the delta V. Because, you know, we're halfway through our fuel supply. I don't know if we're going to make it. but I've done this before. I've done Duna return flights before with smaller spaceships, with less efficient fuel engines. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And encounter. In this case, we have the very easy task of just needing to set it to retrograde. We've pretty much reached our target, so our new target is going to be the Duna station. Alright, bring her in. Interesting. Okay, here we go. This looks like a good spot to start burning. It's converging pretty quickly. Let's take a look at the their view. Not a lot. I can put Duna into the window. There we go. Ain't that beautiful? Alright. I'm assuming getting back to Kerbal is going to be a bit easier, I hope. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. And I'm going to set the focus back to the shuttle. There we go. Yeah, I'm really not pleased with how much fuel we have left. Although we do have 1,500 milliseconds, meters per second of delta V. Milliseconds. Hope it works out. We do have the option to refuel somewhat. I might even be able to carry up more fuel with me. We actually want prograde here. Just out of curiosity, I wonder if I can save myself some fuel by using the non-repellent thrusters here. I can, but it's not very efficient. Okay, let's just do this. Let's tap it a bit. The point where we get one encounter, and from this point on, I'm going to be performing the rendezvous and docking maneuver. You guys don't want to watch that. I'll just skip it. Okay, docking maneuver has begun. Docking maneuver has been botched. A bit. It's okay. No harm done. Just back up a bit. Not hit their... okay. Not bumping into their... solar array would be nice. Okay. There we go. Now the docking maneuver begins. Make sure we're properly aligned. All right. Nice and easy. Oink. Okay, that's done. Let's see how much fuel we can get. Put her in. Oh, that's not a lot at all. No. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong way. Empty that and fill that up. Okay. I mean, that does pretty much save us, I think, in this case. Yeah, that is precisely enough for us to get back home. How you doing, Jeb? You've been out here for a while, haven't you? We got some Kerbals to level up. Here we go. So we got Peggy, Kima, and Sunken, who have finally done this. Now, the next thing we need to do is get the lander back up here. Okay, so last we checked, I performed the crew transfer. Everybody who was on the lander is now here. Everybody who is here is now on the lander. So that means that our brave Duna exploration crew of Mirbart, Valentina, Buzz, and Samri are ready to return home. The ship has been completely fueled up and is ready to launch. So that means, last thing we need to do, Valentina, if you would please do the honors. Ship needs to be unplugged. Oof. Alright. Okay. Let's get on board. And I think that we still retract. Can you not do that faster? Okay, whatever. Let's just... It'll go back in eventually. Stow away our solar panels and let's prepare to launch. I'm going to quick save. We seem ready to do this. Turn the lights on, indicating that the crew is on board. Retract our ladders. And let's get going. I forget which direction we want to go in. Actually, it's not that hard, right? We just want to head eastward. Let's do it! Keep an eye on the fuel supply. Once again, I have to stress the fact that I looked this up. I actually even did the math, and we do have enough delta V to get into orbit. The reason I stress this is because if we end up not being able to get into orbit, it is not my fault. And ideally, we'll have some fuel left over too. You know, best case scenario. Struggling a little with the aerodynamics. We're actually doing fairly good. Let's go ahead and transmit some science back home just because. This is not a process that I have done often. Like, I've lifted off and orbited Kerbin so many times by now that it's practically routine. This is fairly new to me. I'm not entirely familiar with this planet, and I don't have stages here. This is like a single landing craft. Doing this on Duna is easy enough. The moment I try to do it on Eve, for instance, which is going to be our next target, yeah, we're in big trouble then. I think my strategy here is just to push it up to like a 70,000 meter apoapsis. Maybe a bit higher. Atmosphere is lower here, remember. So yeah, let's say that maybe 80 is good. Now let's just kind of float up to the top. We are dropping though, since we are still in atmosphere. Be very careful with my fuel. Very careful with it indeed. And orbit has been achieved. So next up, rendezvous and docking with the station. Final approach. I'm starting to regret putting only 2 monopropellant engines on the side of this ship. But it's fine. We're doing it. We are lined up. Neat. Okay, a bit out of alignment here. I'll just glide us in. All right. I never get bored of this docking, by the way. I realize that it's just very slowly maneuvering 2 objects in space to collide with each other, but I still just can't get enough of it. Anyway, now I have to keep in mind who goes where. The easiest thing is just everybody in this pod goes in there. It might actually be easier for me to start out from here. Okay, so it's a good thing I did Samry first because I did enough with him to remember his name. So, yeah, Samry, you stay in here. Who do we have on this station? Alright. Jeb's easy to remember. Jeb, you get in the pod. And then we'll put Songkin. The flight engineer thing is in the way, darn it. Okay, let's do it like this. So, what? Let's transfer Songkin, put him in the command pod. Peggy? Peggy's the engineer, okay. And you get... oh, what the heck, you can get into the science pod with Earbert. You're going home. And I think it was Kima. Yes, Kima's the last one. Kima, get on board. Okay, and then everybody from here just hop into that one. Okay. That pod is empty, so we could shut its lights off. Now, let me just make sure that I got this right. Sonkin is in command. So far, so good. Peggy and Kima are in the science module doing science. This pod is empty. Very good. And then this one has everybody else from the 2 other bases that we... oh, crap. Samry, Jeb, Earbert, Buzz, Valentina, and Mirbart. Perfect. Alright, now I'm going to just wager that half of this is enough because I want to keep... I want to make sure that, you know, we can perform some more landings. before we can use this again, we're going to have to start gathering fuel on Ike and bringing it over here. That's another thing that I'm going to have to start doing. That's going to be our next big project around Duna. But, you know, we can talk about this in the next episode. Right now, let's just work on getting these guys back home. Okay, I had to do a little bit of routine maintenance to take care of some stuff and resolve some save game issues, but we're ready. The course is plotted, the undocking is complete. My throat is still killing me. And if anything else, I should probably... I already hit the quick save button once, didn't I? I'll hit it again, just in case. See how much of this fuel I'm going to regret taking with me. We have half a tank of fuel. I'm assuming this is... We're going to have like some to spare, which is going to hurt me a bit because I want to have as much fuel on this station as possible. If I could land this one more time, take it down to the surface, that'd be swell. But I don't think there's enough fuel in this to both orbit it, dock it, and land it again to refuel it on the station. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Orient us towards our burn, please. You can close this. And all that's left to do is just wait for our burn. It should take like under a minute. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. 15 minutes. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's do it. Actually, a lot more time than I thought we needed. Okay, so let's speed it up to there. Keep an eye on our fuel. Also extend our solar panels. Okay, so in case you're counting, that's 750 delta V in order for us to get a Kerbin encounter. In case you're keeping score. Hurry it up a bit. We missed our node, but that's fine. Didn't miss it by much. Oh, 0.03, wow. There it is, there's the periapsis. It's higher than I planned for, but nothing a quick course correction can't fix. We are well on our way. Farewell, Duna. See you again soon. Alright. Go to warp speed. And then also curious to see if the return trip from Duna is any shorter. Probably not. Not significantly anyway. Okay, right about around here I think is where we want to start correcting our course. Yeah, there we go. Okay, focus. Kerbin. That is our periapsis, which isn't actually that bad. Gonna set us to prograde, and I think I might even just be able to do all of our maneuvers with the RCS engine. Let's see. Not really. Okay. So if I turn toward the radial out vector, does that speed us up? Or yep, that does. Okay. So here goes our course correction. Oh crap. You kidding me? Well, this is going to be a problem. guess I just kind of gotta guess here. Not much else we can do. Moon's in the perfect spot. Okay, that takes us into the surface. That crashes us. But if I do this, that looks like it would be good, or at least easily. Maybe something like that. Wish I could see the rest of the course, like what happens after the lunar escape. I'll just quick save here and hope for the best, I guess. Okay, so my guess was good. We have issues with you know how parallel our orbit is, obviously, but I wonder if we can fix that anyhow. I think we can. It won't actually take that much effort. Like I might even able to just point us maybe normal. Yeah, that's not doing anything. Okay. Okay. We'll take that. We will definitely take that. Now just bring her in, finish the flight. Oh, careful. Okay. This looks like a good time for us to start burning retrograde. $1,600 was a delta V left. I didn't bother to check. Didn't put a course there, but it shouldn't be too much. To get into elliptical orbit anyway. Yeah, there we go. And we still have some fuel left. That is going to get burned up mostly by the time we get our rendezvous. This is actually perfect because we want to let the station catch up to us. That's going to be the... Well, actually, might as well let this episode go on this long. Might as well do it to completion, I guess. Yeah, we needed that refueling. We definitely needed that refueling. Okay. So, another round of docking and stuff coming up. Final approach. Kerbal Gateway Station. My frame rate tanked the moment that I managed to establish my rendezvous. The game already started loading in the assets, and yeah. Okay, let's finish up this docking. Routine at this point. And, you know, we started off this episode with a spacecraft, spaceplane landing. Might as well finish it with one, too. See this mission through to its end. Bring the boys and girls home. Back to Kerbin to celebrate their victory. Alright. Stocking looks gorgeous. Not entirely straight. A bit off from an angle, but it'll be fine. Click. And just let the magnets do their job. Excellent. Okay, next up will be me... So we can retract all those. And then just transfer this crew into the Vision Pursuer, and land her. It's the last thing we're going to be doing today. Alright folks, we are set to land. The crew is ready. Jeb and Valentina sitting beside each other in the cockpit for the first time since, I think, the moon landings? I don't think these two have been part of the same crew since they landed on the moon. That feels like 50 years ago, man. Anyway, keep an eye on that oxidizer. Let's hope this will be enough. It'll be enough to get us into atmosphere for sure. We got lots of liquid fuel to perform the landing itself. Okay, looks like we got it. I'll do it like about that far. I'll quick save here just in case it turns out that that's a mistake. Alright, Orientus prograde. Here it goes, nothing. Alright, a burn is occurring. Something just blew up. And I can't see what it was. Oh, it was one of the RCS engines. Alright, that's fine. Let's just turn those off. Should probably redesign this with some of those more sleek RCS engines, which I do have and I should have used. It's fine. We'll work on that for the next launch. Losing a little control here. Shouldn't be too problematic. If anything, it'll just help us slow down. Right here, I'm going to have the pilots try and keep us... There we go. Still need to slow down. Alright. There we go. We're good. And we're actually on a very good heading. Expect us to slow down a bit more. Pull up. Alright. Neat. Alright, we're on our final approach. Recording is now started again. Heading a bit too fast. But we're coming in. Make sure we're headed nice and straight. And flare. Landing gear. Brakes. Flare. Pull up. Pulled up a bit too far. Touchdown. And a bit of a skid. Don't really know how to gain control of that. Another happy landing. 2-in-1 episode. That was amazing fun for me. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. That was a very successful mission. Didn't mean to retract those landers. Just turn the lights off and keep the brakes on. There we go. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. There was a lot of different mission types in one. We had to perform an orbit of Duna. We had to perform several spaceplane landings. But I'm liking the way this is working out. I'm liking it. We got a lot more ahead of us. Some of our veteran astronauts are now back home and are ready to take on new challenges. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.